Why do you keep on trying to bother her? What?
Holy shit, the door just slammed. Are you a demon? What was that?
Say that again.
Let's say yes.
Are you What is going on?
And we are live. How is everyone doing tonight?
Awesome.
Alive.
Yep.
Alive?
Back alive again.
Jason's had kind of a rough week. I think Roth did too for a little bit of it.
2 days.
Still sick.
2 days.
Yep.
Yeah, that's terrible. Terrible stuff. Hey, Jason or someone over there, can you turn my headphones up just a little bit? Should be number one,
This one?
I think.
Number one. If I can see.
Check, check, check. Check, check.
Can you see it better? Hear
See
better?
better?
A little bit more. A little bit
Turn it
more.
up.
Got it?
Yeah,
All right.
that's better. All right. Hey, Tiffany, how's everything going?
Are we talking
Hi, Tiffany.
All right.
Oh man!
So
So
this is
welcome
what-
to the Cryptic Heartland podcast, where no topic is off the table, everything's fair game, and we're not afraid to poke the bear.
This is episode number 28.
28. What?
Is that what it says?
Yeah. Or 68, you know.
28? Where's it?
Fat fingered it.
It's on the somewhere on YouTube. I think I saw episode.
Oh,
28.
did I? Yeah, I must have. I did. I fat fingered it. Wow.
So
I'll fix that right quick. Why don't I go in and do that right now?
you know, it's optional.
You gotta take care of the elderly, you know.
Hey.
Tread some water.
All right, so this is what you said, 68?
68. Yeah.
Wow. This is our final episode of the year.
2018.
Yeah, 2 years in a row now that we've been doing this.
Yep. It's crazy.
So
It's awesome.
it's changed a lot, that's for sure, since the beginning.
Yep.
New faces and all that since even the beginning of the year. Yeah, so missing Dan and haven't seen Michelle in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been rough year
Yeah.
basically.
Rough and a good year at times.
Yeah, it's been a lot of good times and a lot of bad times this year. Don't know how to explain the bad times, but the good stuff has been we've been extremely busy. We've been all over the place,
Yep.
meeting new people, gaining new locations. Man, I can't even. I mean, we're getting even more pretty soon too. So
Yep. There's two more that nobody knows about yet.
yeah, 3 more.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, actually 4 more because I'm working on one too. So,
Dang.
and I'm not telling anybody. I'm just
Yeah. Same here.
I'm gonna drive you guys there the night we do it.
I love it.
I
do that.
have to have dates.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah, I will.
Yeah. So we got about probably 10 10 or 12 that in the
Is
works.
audio good?
Sounds
Because
like.
you sound very staticky or very loud.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Oh.
You're crapping.
Sounds like one of those Cadillacs when they pull up to Quick Trip and they've got that bass going. The whole car.
Well, let me turn my gain down a little bit.
He's just bleeding through.
How's that? Is that better?
Nah, you're bleeding through our headphones.
Headphones. I got mine
Yeah.
disconnected.
So
We don't need them until somebody calls.
Check, check.
anyway, so.
Is that better?
There we go.
you sound real staticky. I don't know how it sounds out there in the podcast land, but oh, here we can hear you, and it's real crackly.
How's that? Is that
That's better. Well, much better. Yeah.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I just had the
Perfect.
gain up too loud.
yep. So,
Okay.
cool. Yep.
Yes,
yeah,
but
we got a busy
will,
year coming up.
We will get dates for everybody because these are going to be pretty much just team investigations.
Not all of them.
Well, maybe not all of them, but the ones that I know that I'm working on, you're working on, and stuff like that. It's team stuff, not public or anything at this time. At this time,
Yeah.
No, not yet.
not yet, but soon because we love to take everybody with us, but we like to have our fun first and get in there.
Hey, we got to know where we're taking them.
yeah. We don't want them falling through holes and
Yeah.
ceilings and stuff like that.
Or just
Not mentioning any names.
No, not mentioning
No.
that.
That didn't happen in 2018, so
That was 2017, wasn't it? My God.
yep.
So, how you guys feel about the whole year that happened on this aspect, not private life or anything?
Yeah, right. No, it was busy, like you said. We had. I think back to some of the stuff we did, amount of nights we did in a row at public investigations. There's times we did 3 in a row. We did a couple of 2 in a row. There's times we would travel to one city, come back, go back to the next city, and just all over the damn map, which was fine and fun. It's just holy crap. I don't know how we survived, honestly.
The 3 weekends in a row was pretty crazy.
Yeah,
With a week of work in between.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun.
Were you there all
3?
in Dodge
Uh-huh.
that night? Yeah.
I don't
No,
even, I
no,
couldn't.
not in
I
Dodge.
can't.
He's talking about 3 weekends in a
The-
row.
Oh, 3 weekends in a row.
Investigating.
The
I was-
Leavenworth Dodge and
No. I'm thinking about Dodge when we did 3 nights in a row. You know,
Oh, no,
Thursday,
I was-
Friday,
yeah.
Saturday. Yeah. My God.
But it was awesome. It
Oh
was
yeah, it
fun.
was fun.
I was thinking about that. I think it was yesterday or today, just because the fact that it's coming up again in January here. Sold out event, by
Sold
the
out.
way.
Oh yeah.
Yep. So it'll be
Sold
fun,
out.
and
It's-
just what we captured and what we experienced. That was interesting.
No,
Especially that last night with,
Yeah.
with us. That was
the depot's got to be like my favorite place probably so far. One of them.
so far. Hopefully, we're getting some more that'll be just as equal to it and
Yeah.
everything like that.
Oh
So,
yeah.
What was I going to say?
I don't
was
know.
going to say something. Damn it.
You were giving me shit about being old
Oh,
a
I
while
know
ago.
it. I know it. I think my memory's starting to go too. So, but yes, I can't wait. Yeah, because the one you're working on, my God, that's going to be amazing. So,
Thank you.
not you.
Too much
so,
quiet time. I had to say. Yeah, you had to jump in there at some point.
so, let me know whenever you've got the pictures all downloaded and ready to go and stuff like that.
Ooh, dang it! I have pictures too.
Jeremiah.
That's what I'm working on right
That's
now.
fine. That's fine.
It won't
keep-
take me just a little bit.
That's fine. So last night got to watch for the first time. I got to watch a documentary / regular TV show episode
Basically.
of it that we'll talk about here in just a little bit. But it's fascinating for the fact that it stirred a lot of interest in the whole demonic and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yes, but
Interesting. I like that.
yeah, I like the demon stuff. I mean,
I do.
talking about it and stuff
We
like
haven't
that.
talked
but-
about that for a while.
No, but tonight I really do, and I don't want to like bash it. I don't want to like pick on it too bad, just because we have in the past with
Excuse me.
who the show is and who the main person is and stuff like that. And he's seen it, and I'm sure you've seen
Yeah,
it.
Jake saw it.
Yeah, you've
We
seen
watched
it.
at the same time.
What is it?
Okay.
It's the Demon House.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we watched
you
it.
watched it?
Yeah, he watched it last night.
Okay.
Yeah, I watched it last night, but
I
I,
mean-
kind of wanted to dive into it and actually talk
Yeah.
about it
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
And for those at home, it's on. I don't know where you watched it on. It's on demand. You said somewhere, but
Yeah, it's on demand on
but
with
they're-
Cox Cable.
they're getting ready to-
on Amazon Prime.
they're getting ready to broadcast it on Tuesday night on Travel Channel. They're going to do the actual
Okay.
documentary, but I don't know what they'll put in, what they keep in, what they keep out, as far as content. I mean, because some of it's they cuss and stuff. They have to edit that out, obviously,
Right.
and just
Yeah.
who knows? I don't know if it'll be straight through. It'll be commercialized, so it'll be who knows what they're going to do to it.
Right.
It'll be made for TV
Well,
or fit
It's
for
pretty
TV.
easy to find it out there
It's-
if you want to watch it.
Yeah,
too.
it is. It's everywhere.
You can find it.
Yeah.
And the fact that it's all based on demonic. I mean, I feel like they always have like, I mean, when Ghost Adventures first started, it was like
That was great, man.
it was great. Like for the first, I think
I
what was
liked
it?
up
They
to
said
season
like up
4, man.
like for the first few seasons, it was all based on what they actually found, what they caught, and it wasn't like so. Well, I mean, he's always dramatic, but not so dramatic. And the fact that they locked him in, and
Right.
that's how they presented it and everything. So, and now it's more of, it's all about us. Look at this, and it's all like
all
multiple
about
people.
us, or is it all about him?
All about him. All about him, I
No,
should say.
kidding.
But no, but it was just about the three of them being locked in, and that was it. Now you've got 4 or 5 people and multiple camera guys and stuff like that. And Zach never seems to be by himself.
Right.
He's always with somebody. He sends Aaron out to
Which
get
he's
his.
always done.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
But
it
that guy
almost-
gets
It's
beat
almost
up.
a joke anymore. I mean,
it is. It's a running joke. Yep.
Yeah.
But he takes it though.
He
Yeah.
does.
He does it. I mean,
Well, he's
some of
trying-
those locations, I don't
There
know
is-
if I'd feel comfortable completely being by myself.
there
in
is
some of those.
some
Really?
really somewhere.
That's a big one coming from you.
Well, I mean, I say I wouldn't do it. I just it's just the fact that I don't know if I think twice about some of those.
It reminds me
locations.
down in Tahlequah we did that to you when at the
Oh
house.
yes, the Tahlequah
When it was
house, yeah.
Jeremiah and I, and we're just sitting there talking, and Jason, all 3 of us in the house, and I'm like, well, somebody needs to stay in here. All right, Jason, we'll see you later. So Jeremiah and I leave the house, and Jason's like there.
What was it, like 45 minutes?
We said, come out when you're ready, or if you need help, we'll hear you.
Yeah.
We'll hear you scream, basically.
We can
What?
hear your scream.
And and
Yeah.
for that aspect of being in a house that is supposedly could have been demonic, for my own personal view
Going
of
through
this.
Your head. Yeah.
Yeah, my viewpoint of it was like the first 15 minutes was pure
Adrenaline, probably.
adrenaline, fear,
Yep.
not knowing what to do. Because I was standing, I think, right where you guys left me. I think it was around the kitchen area.
Yeah, probably.
And I could have walked out any direction. I mean, the place is a wreck.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it was
you've seen
easy
it,
yeah.
to
So-
run out. Well,
It's
not
dangerous.
you can't run out because
Right.
you gotta go through boards and falling, the floor crashing in on you and stuff. But
Right.
but the fact that you could leave at any time and any moment. But like I said, the first 15 minutes of it was just pure adrenaline. Well, he said adrenaline, but I was gonna say terror.
Probably.
I didn't know what to think because of all the stories that Jeremiah and Callahan had said about the place. So I didn't know what to think. But after I calmed down and realized that just talking out loud, it was easier for me to just kind of cope with it. And all I heard was silence, except for like dripping water.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like I was being watched. I didn't feel any of that. I was just standing there. I mean, I walked around just a tiny bit. Thought I heard maybe a little bit of movement in the back, but that could have been anything, from
Right.
animals or anything. So, I think it was about 45 minutes. I think Callahan radioed and said, "Let's move on to something else" or something like that. But
Yeah, I
that's when I
remember.
came out. But
That was the same trip that Rose got stuck in your truck.
Oh,
Yeah. That's why he's hearing the rain dropping.
Yeah.
It was wet.
yeah.
But
But it was interesting because I've never done that before, being left alone, and I like that aspect.
So I got a question
Nope.
for you. So
Absolutely
we've-
not. God
There's a
bless
few
you.
of us in here that have spent some time in that house. So knowing
not that house.
what you
You say in that house?
in
Not that
Tahlequah.
house. Talking about the rundown, caved-in house.
Yeah, in the cave.
Yeah, not the main house.
Not the
okay,
main house.
You said
the house
Gotcha.
that's, you know. So, what are your thoughts now, knowing that you've been in there so many times now, and what are your thoughts of what could have happened to you? Yep. Makes you wonder, huh?
I could have been raped.
Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
You never
would,
know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's well, because like I said, the first 15 minutes, all I thought about was like what the two of them had talked about, you know, and just the footage and the audio that we've heard from them. You know, it's saying their names right away,
Right.
saying Satan, saying all this stuff,
in the closet.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I mean, just all that and being left in there, it was intense. But now that I've done it, I think I could go do it again. And
except knowing that spider's in there now, I don't
oh
think I'll
shit,
ever
yeah,
go back in there.
yeah. I watched that.
Thanks to Callahan.
I
don't
watched
think
that
I'll
episode
ever
on
go back
TV,
in
and
there.
that spider is like you can actually look it on Google, type it all in and everything, and they like have a picture of the spider from the Tahlequah house. Oh my god. Yeah. No. See, that's why I want to go in like winter, stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when it's 21 degrees, like we did the first time.
Yeah.
That
but-
thing was pretty hairy. I don't think winter's gonna bother that thing.
Yeah, I think that thing was like would eat your foot off right
But that's
there.
interesting
Yeah.
now that you know, to know exactly what was going on there, and here in your thoughts, you're trying to calm yourself and just go, okay, we're okay here.
Yeah.
And then now knowing what could have happened is
What I would have loved to have done is like you and I swap. Like I go back out and then you go in. That's what because I love that aspect of
Yeah.
it. You know, sending one person in to do something
Yeah.
like that. Because I've thought about the idea of what it would be like to go to the shop
Right.
and like we camp out. You know, it doesn't even have to be all of us at that time. You know, just have 2 or 3 of us there in the main office area, and we just send one person in.
hook up live,
And it could-
some GoPros and go on in.
Something like that, you know, we can monitor them, go in there.
Right.
Person could last 30 minutes, person could last 2 hours, you know, and then just call it, you know, it just depends on, you know, how, but we've never done that, just go off and just send somebody in.
You guys kind of did that in Tahlequah too with the cemetery.
Yeah, we did do that.
When
I
you,
think you guys are jacking with me on that.
Well, it
I
was,
wasn't there, so
It was fun
you
seeing you
probably
fall
wouldn't have
out
let
of the
that
chair.
happen to me. Right?
Hey, everyone else sat in that chair.
Were you there?
And,
I thought you left back to the
No,
hotel. That's
no.
when we were chasing Bigfoot. Remember with Brendan
Yeah.
and Renee and myself.
Yeah, but no, that was
And you're right. Your head
Yeah.
just starts spinning because even though you guys were like 100 yards from me or whatever it was, you know, listening to all the stories and knowing, you know, what was in his book and, you know, I believe Callahan, and to just sit out there in a chair in the
Well,
middle of it. And
yeah.
Okay.
And just
Nothing. Go ahead.
And just to like set it up for everybody, you know, it's a pretty decent sized cemetery. It's not Maple Grove like here in Wichita or anything, but it's a pretty decent size. And from where the parking lot was, where we were all standing and kind of backed off, we put a chair out in the middle of the cemetery, and I couldn't hear what the person was saying really, but we just took turns going out there and sitting and just seeing if we could, what would happen and everything like that. I think a couple people actually like heard like walking around behind them
I
and
heard
stuff
it
like
behind
that.
me. That's what was getting
Yeah.
me, was the
Yeah.
noises behind.
And I
But
think-
is it in your head? Is it?
And then you
Yeah.
started moving too much in the chair, and the chair collapsed on you, and
Yeah,
you
because
went
every
flying
time I heard
backwards.
something, I'd move. And,
His legs just went flying
Oh.
up. I wish I could have had that for. But
Right.
I wish I had that on video.
I mean,
It would
there's
be in the
nothing
intro.
worse, you know,
Trust
and all
me.
of a sudden you start going back, and
Yeah.
with my weight, man, it just.
Well, in the cemetery, the ground itself was so soft, you know,
Mhm.
so the chair just caved in
Yeah.
finally.
Yeah.
But on the aspect of the whole demonic thing, we've had our run-ins. I mean, of what we think or believe or truly believe
Yeah.
has been. But on back to the demon house and everything like that, and you can put the first picture up and everything. It's,
Before you start, let's just kind of break it down a little
Okay.
bit. Demon House, it was in.
that's the first picture.
Okay, that's fine. You
Yeah,
put
you
it
can
up
put it up
there.
there.
It was in Gary, Indiana, and it was reportedly to have over 200 demonic entities in there. They say demons, but before Zach actually had bought it, I knew about the house. I'd read about it because you hear it on the. Sorry, I'm getting your feedback from somewhere. Somebody watching it.
I don't know.
Heard feedback. I can hear myself talking. Anyways, I had saw the original news broadcast when they first interviewed the actual occupants of the home.
So was the news actually the city and the town or whatever knew about it before Zach and them
Oh, yeah.
ever got involved?
That's how he kind of got
Yeah.
wind of it because he had saw
he did
same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because he got contacted and
Yeah.
everything by it.
it was supposed to be one of the if true and accurate, it's supposed to be one of the most demonic places possible on Earth if it's all true. But
the question is,
go ahead.
when did the whole idea of 200 demons living in the house came about?
I was trying to remember if it was.
like a media man or something like that.
Yeah, I
and
think
they-
that's where they got the number
And then
because
they said
So
that
we're
there was-
basing it on just one person coming in and saying, "This is what I see or feel."
wow, without
Well, I mean,
100%, I don't know.
if it's too early to blow this up or not, but really anything we base on this place, we have to base on that because it doesn't even exist anymore.
Right.
Right. Well, don't say that yet.
Yeah,
We're getting to that point.
but it kind of does.
But then
It
you're
still
going to base
exists.
a whole bunch of stuff on
Yeah.
something that doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it would have been nice to go in there at some point,
Yeah.
just to see
Well,
it. But
Well, by now, the moment Zach got involved, it was going to be a frenzy, and you would have had to pay big money just to even
of
get
course,
in,
yeah,
just to even have a chance
Right.
to go in.
Yeah, but you could have.
Yeah.
yeah.
But I mean, if he bought it, which he did, that takes away pretty much anybody. You'd have to contact him or whatnot. I mean, just stuff like that. But
So do you think he did that?
well,
for
okay.
his-
So what happened is that the news was blowing it up. The place was vacant. They had squatters living in there.
Yeah.
And through the grapevine of everything, people were starting to contact Zach about it, saying, "Hey, there's this house out in Gary, Indiana, of all places, that's supposedly demonic, has multiple demons living in it, and everything like that." And as he says, he just up and bought it right then and there. $35,000, bought it.
That's nothing for him.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing for him
Yeah.
and everything. And you can see it show the house now on that one.
So when he got there, it was interesting when
Well,
he
he-
talked to the squatter guy that was living
yeah,
there.
but he bought it without even seeing it,
Right, sight and
never
sound.
even walking in,
Right.
never even investigating it himself. He just went on flat out just talk, and the fact that it was
Well,
was
that's-
already
That's what he says, anyway.
it was already a frenzy. How I look at it, it was already a frenzy with the news talking about it and everything like that. So I feel like he just did it as a publicity stunt, basically.
Oh.
I mean, that's my feeling of it and how it was presented in the show or the documentary, however you want to call it. It was. I mean, he bought it without even seeing it. I mean, I don't think I would have done that.
Even
Well,
if he had just told
I don't know.
somebody, it
I don't
wouldn't
know.
even matter.
Let's kind of play it here locally. What if it was the Sally House, which at one time was for sale, and
But-
you knew of the history behind it, the
What if it was
amount
the
of
farm
activity?
or the,
Well, I've been there.
Well, I'm talking about we never been to the Sally House other
He
than
has.
outside. Well,
Other
I'm
people
saying,
have. I
yeah.
mean, I've met people who have been there. I mean,
Right. I have too.
They've never.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the fact that he never went in, none of his crew, nobody.
know.
I mean, did he talk to anybody who's actually been in there? You
Probably.
think so?
I mean, I don't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, he talked to somebody. I mean, he had to catch word of it somehow.
Yeah,
And
well,
then he had to
people,
find somebody to contact
yeah, he
about
was.
buying it.
He says he just everybody kept emailing him and talking and calling him and saying, "Hey, check out this place. Hey, there's this place. It's for sale."
Oh, he had talked
And
to
so he,
somebody
as he
for
put it
that,
in the
yeah.
video, he just bought it. He's like,
Yeah.
"I bought it."
But 35 G's ain't nothing.
I know. No,
mean,
I know it's not nothing. I'm just saying, it's like, I feel like he just jumped on the bandwagon of it and took it, but
You're gonna do
That's what he
something to
did.
keep your fame going.
he does.
I mean,
He does. I mean, that's what he does.
that's what you do.
He has to because the show's kind of
Yeah.
come to the point of does it continue or not. So now he's
Right,
making a
right.
documentary to it.
Making the documentary, goes
And it's
to the
all based on
museum,
him, you know.
Got to branch it all out.
Yeah,
so.
it's all based on him, but
The documentary honestly wasn't what I expected it to be.
Yeah, same
when I
here.
watched
right.
it. I thought it was going to be more of a documentary investigation.
Right.
Now the famous photograph from that place is the supposed entity in the window
Right.
that Zach has now come out and said that was nothing more than a phone app that somebody did. That's what he claims in the movie.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he said that's just a phone app that somebody did, so that's not even real. But that was going around for a while as like, oh
Right.
my
Yeah.
God, that's a demon. And I think we even talked about that on our podcast a while back, and we were
Right.
showing that and pointing at it. But he claims in the movie that it's just a phone app, which I've seen different phone apps and stuff
There's all
too.
kinds
But
of
Yeah.
stuff.
but we won't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Again, we won't know and everything. But
But he kept something on that, right?
Yeah.
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
Yeah.
But my God, man.
Sorry, let me know when I.
If
when
you
I
want
talk.
guidelines, you got to tell us. Or else we'll just blow your whole plan up.
Well, you guys keep going straight to the very end on everything.
But everything-
It
That
doesn't
was
exist,
the
and he
end.
But
kept
Everything
stuff.
comes
comes
that
around,
was
but
the end, I'm
everything
sorry.
comes around. You have to think of it all with the big picture, man.
I'm going from the beginning and talking through it and everything. You guys are going straight to the ending. That's where I'm like, come on.
And for those people that just joined us a little late, we were talking about the Demon House documentary that Jason got a chance to watch last night. I know when it came out on video, Jake and I watched it. I think Dan might have watched it too. I think so.
Yeah, I think
But they are going to re-show the episode on TV, making its national TV debut on Travel Channel this Tuesday. I don't remember the exact time. I want to say it's like 8 o'clock or 7 o'clock that night. Probably 8 Central Standard Time. So if anybody wants to watch this documentary, it's out there.
So when he talks about how he had a dream prior to buying it and everything.
Right.
And he saw, I forget how he said it. Was he by himself in a house or something like that? But he saw a 10-foot creature
Creature thing.
that he said it looked like a goat person.
Right.
Had the horns and all.
Yeah, and this is a clip from the actual movie. Everything. I mean, that's pretty terrifying, I think.
We've all
But-
had scary dreams.
Yeah,
Looks kind of like
But-
Krampus.
Krampus.
it does. It does.
Well, he just had a dream about Krampus. That was all.
So what do you think? So do you think his dream is actually connected to it and help push him to buying it?
I mean, probably.
Because
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
he said he had it like right before he was told about it and then bought it.
I mean, I believe he had the dream about it.
Yeah.
With that image in it, probably. It just. But if the two are connected, I mean, only he knows. Without. I mean, how can you tell? How can you
No.
refute it or just dispute it? It's his
It's
word
just-
against ours.
Yeah, it's just the storyline of how he came about everything that just kind of
Right.
bugs me.
Right.
Right.
On it, and just and it's, for me it's like the credibility of it, because when you see the ending of it,
Hey, don't jump to the end.
I'm not
Yeah, come on.
but if you see the ending, you're thinking, and like you said, if it's real, it's amazing.
Yeah.
But you start looking at the credibility, of how it all went down, and is he just telling another story to us?
Well, I mean, if you watch any of his episodes, they always factor on to take a small little story and make it more terrifying to the audience.
Right.
There's people that came out from episodes that says they've taken our story and made up their own. Some of the facts in the weren't what they portrayed on TV.
Right.
Same thing probably with this. I'm sure it's what he's. Well, without jumping ahead, it's just the ending I'm talking about is probably just a reenactment of what was going on. And maybe, who knows? One thing they don't say is he was supposedly in the house by himself, alone at the time, boarded up, locked down, whatever. How do you know they didn't? How do you know they didn't stage it? I mean, the ending, you know. So
That's the picture I found. I wanted to of Zach in front of his house. And
Classic
everything.
Zach.
But
yeah,
you know, and it
Looks like
doesn't
it's
even.
photoshopped.
Almost.
But it doesn't even seem like that big of a house, and
No,
it's
it's
right
not.
in
It's pretty small.
yeah, and it's
Yeah.
right in the residential area and
But
everything
then
like
again,
that.
Sally House is small.
But
Yeah.
did they say anything about the land itself? About
No.
what and why?
no, not as well.
They
Kind
really
of.
didn't get into too much of the history of the
Yeah.
house or.
It was more. It was more what was in the basement,
Uh,
as far as the soil and stuff. That's
Right.
and what went on to. I mean, that part of it. That's about the only thing they mentioned about the land or what happened in the basement.
Right. That the basement was. You want to talk about it?
No, it's basically. I mean, it looked like somebody, and maybe there was. Maybe some kind of rituals going on down there in the soil. Like there was a part of the basement that was unfinished, which it's an old house, so be it. I mean,
Right.
but they seem to fixate on that, and
Yeah. They well, what they said in the show is that the whole basement was concrete, and it looked like it was not that old of concrete.
Right, right.
But they didn't concrete behind the stairs at all. They just
Right.
kind of went down, started pouring it, but so they started digging. I don't know why they started digging and what made them want to do that.
who Zach and them or just,
Yeah,
oh,
well, it's for the big like why it became such an interest right there.
yeah, probably just curiosity more than anything. I'm imagine.
I mean, they
'cause-
found stuff.
well, but was that planted or was it really part of the? I mean, you can go 10 different ways with that, and then
Hey.
there's a truth.
I don't want to interrupt too
But you
much
gotta-
right quick, but Jake, you're being beckoned in the chat.
Yeah, I saw that. Right here, Tim. So give him a shout out, Tim Worth.
what's up, Tim?
You didn't say his name. You just said Tim. He wants to be called out. Call him out.
What's
Tim.
up, Tim Worth?
You got to pay proper dues, man.
It's been a long time since I've seen you.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But no, I mean it only adds to the story and whatever angle they want to put in there if that stuff was there.
They pointed something out like in the corner, but I can't remember what they were seeing right there. And that's when they went behind there and started digging. Or
Yeah.
Zach started digging.
They found some like like kids underwear or women's
It
underwear.
was
or-
women's underwear, one of those plastic fingernails.
Yeah.
Some little bones, I think.
Yeah.
They could have
Yeah.
been just
Okay.
bones.
Multiple
Okay.
things.
So I got to butt in right there. 'Cause,
Absolutely.
You know when okay, you guys are somewhat. Most of you didn't. I don't think any of you guys got to go there, but you're familiar with the stories of the project house. Let me tell you about some of the shit that I found when I was gutting that thing.
Right.
Oh, you find all kinds of.
Oh
weird
yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
yeah. I found crazy shit. Like I found a full newspaper shoved up in above the cabinets from 1929.
Right.
I found a damned old looked like a Boy Scout tie slide.
Yeah.
But it had a swastika on it.
Oh, nice.
Huh. Wow.
Probably from the World War era.
Yeah,
I found.
Did you keep any of that?
Yeah. I don't have it anymore. Ex-wife has it, but
Yeah.
it's that's neither here nor there.
No, I know. Yep.
What else did down in the damn old vents that I tore out? There was there was underwear and there was
Sure.
fingernail clippings, and I'm
Right.
pretty sure there were some blood stains in there somewhere, and
Yeah.
it just.
But that's not underground. That's not in a
Well,
dirt
but
that you dig at.
you figure, I bet you if
find
you
weird
go
stuff all over
through,
the
you go through any
Why
house,
would you
especially
find
older
it
houses, they use
in the
newspapers for insulation back then.
How
And that's how they insulated the homes.
how many times I don't know how old this house is that we're talking about, but how many times have people walked up and down those stairs?
Right.
Yeah.
Carried a load of laundry down the stairs and dropped a pair of underwear that got kicked up in the dirt
Yeah.
back behind there.
Or if there's
Yeah.
any kind of animals, I mean, mice,
Yeah.
it takes socks and they use them for nests and
Exactly.
stuff.
Mice
mean,
dig holes under the
I
ground
mean,
all the
it
time
could be
and bring
legitimate.
underwear
Yeah.
down
it
there.
could be coincidental. It could be something that was staged. I
Yeah.
mean, you don't know until.
Little kid might have went down there and playing with
Yeah.
all kinds of crazy.
Playing dress
shit,
up,
you know,
right.
whatever,
doing
yeah.
Right.
So, yep. I mean, who knows? I mean, it just adds to the story. I
Yeah.
mean, you can twist any angle you want on it if nobody knows the truth behind it. Nobody says that's my underwear. I put them down there,
Right.
30 years ago. But well, I'm gonna put whatever spin I want on it, basically.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah. But
Well,
I mean, it does
they
add to the
can,
story.
though. They
It makes
just
it
can't.
makes you question why is this here? I mean,
Right.
well, this is weird.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
but it is what it is. So. Go ahead, continue on with the soil. I mean, they were trying to say
yeah.
that was part of the whole mystery
Right.
behind the home.
Well, and they were saying like rituals are down there. I
Right.
think in the house they found a mattress and a bloody pillow and
Oh, yeah,
just
I
different
remember that,
things that
Mhm.
just didn't seem natural. Now, they talked to the squatters
yeah,
and
yeah.
everything.
The
Like,
squatter guy told him that the house wasn't right.
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 I mean, but who
But-
knows how much that dude had been boozing it up and
Right, but
doing
and the
whatever.
thing is that at first nobody wanted to talk about it until they said Zach started flashing his money, and then they came up with all these stories
Right.
and stuff like
Right.
that. And that's where again, credibility. It's like, all right, well, are we being fed a bunch of shit again?
Right.
From these people who, because the guy even says in the video, he's like, I know how much money goes into these into this
Oh,
field
yeah.
and everything. I know how much it is. So
Yeah.
what, and they even said that they were even being looked at for
yeah,
a movie
to make a
project
movie.
Yeah.
was
Wow.
coming out there.
So, they didn't
So
want to talk to him unless
Yeah.
you can maybe beat that deal, and then they
Yeah.
want to talk
can you
to him.
can you pay me the money that I might get from that? So. And then, but what was intriguing is when Zach and them were driving around, and they got a call saying that somebody was trying to break in,
Mm-hmm.
and so police show up, and when they pull up, there's 3 cop cars out there, and when Zach goes out there to talk to him, the police not knowing that they were being filmed because they ended up having to muffle their voices and change it
Right.
because they didn't have permission.
Right.
The police were like, "Oh, I'm not touching that house. I'm not going in. I believe in this shit, and I know what's going on in there, and I'm not doing it." And one officer said, "Have you seen Have you read the 5-page report on it?" And Zach's like, "No, I didn't know that was there." He's like,
Wow.
"Oh, you if you can get that, you should read it."
That's interesting. Now, did they go into any detail about that? Bring that up anymore?
Bits and pieces of it. I mean, as much as they could.
Yeah,
I was
'cause that's
thinking.
public, right? You pay, I think,
Yeah, you can.
17 to $20, and it's yours.
Yeah.
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 I mean, he probably used what he wanted to
Mhm.
from a report. I think it was just calls of. Did they get calls or something? I can't remember. It's been over a year since I've
constantly
seen
were
this.
getting calls for because when the people were living there,
Yeah.
and even the guy who eventually asked for money basically said that his nephew and the other kid that was living in there started to change, and their
Yeah.
personalities were changing. They were becoming very I guess possessed in a way,
Yeah.
angry, stuff like that. But the police were being called to come out to do welfare checks on them and
Wow.
everything. So they were constantly going out there to do that. So they knew the house pretty well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I guess within that, they're catching on to what may be going on.
Mhm.
But then the kids get taken to the hospital.
Well, you kind of think you're forgetting part of the story was they had the I can't think what she's called, not the psychiatrist, but the person who comes out as welfare checks, the social worker.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She came out to the home and supposedly
that's right.
witnessed an event where
Uh,
she watched
yeah.
this young
Go
child
up the wall.
get supposedly crawling up the wall backwards. Kind of what you saw in the project home with the
Right.
thing in the rafters.
Yeah.
But she supposedly witnessed it, and they had a film crew documenting, not a film crew, but they had a photographer there with videographer with them to film everything they were doing
Right.
because of the
Right.
welfare status. And supposedly got it on camera, but they never show
They
it.
never
They
show
it.
they do a reenactment of
Yeah.
it, but
Well, if
supposedly
you
the
got it on
video's out
camera
there.
and you're making a documentary, show it.
Well, he doesn't have it, but they.
No,
I
but-
mean, even the people
And
there.
some
Well,
of that, some
That's
of that,
classified. I mean,
Yes.
some of that
That's
kind of
classified,
stuff may
but-
not be part of public record.
privacy,
It's,
yeah.
you know, with
And if the mom didn't want that to be seen,
Right.
shown, yeah,
Right.
so they may
if
not.
there were
Yeah,
there
but
were
that
minor
mom wanted
children
anything if you
involved,
had some of
I
then
know.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
I'd say classified. It's
You could've
privacy
done.
laws.
Yeah.
So you can't. It's somebody's
That's what it
mental
comes down
stability.
to.
You're
Right,
documenting,
right.
or But yeah, supposedly they saw it, and the lady, it freaked her out that she ended up. Didn't she end up quitting social work
quit, yeah.
basically? And they talked to her on film, and she validates the story again, but who knows what was said, I mean, and done behind the scenes to get her to say everything or talk about it.
Right.
The social worker. But yeah, the cops, like you said, I talked about knowing things that have gone. I think they went with her, didn't they, or something? Possibly one time to this.
Well, they had to,
during
I
this
think,
incident.
yeah.
Yeah, they actually saw everything, and I don't know. I mean, it's a cool story for what it is, but
It is. It's a neat story.
it's just hard to trust what he says and puts out there anymore in this day and age.
That's why I wish other people could go and
Right.
get some more opinions
Well-
or some different views of the place.
But then the one guy that kind of makes it more believable is when they got the doctor to go in. He got the Barry Taff
Yeah.
to come in. And I've got a picture of him come, but Taff, he's done what was it, 4,500 cases of paranormal investigations. One of his famous ones was the 1974 entity case.
Mm-hmm.
He was the investigator on that case.
Really?
And that's him. He's the one who was actually there and was with the lady who was being attacked by the demon or whatever that was sexually assaulting her all the time.
He's been around. He's been on
Yeah.
all the paranormal shows. He was been on Ghost Hunters. He's been on Ghost Adventures. He's been on
20 or 30 shows at least.
Yeah.
any of the well-known shows you can think of. He's been a part of it for whatever episode they need him for. So he does. I mean, he is a legitimate person as far as his background and stuff. But
Yeah, he's a psychologist, and
Yeah.
and he's got a minor in biomedical engineering and all that too, and now he does, and then he's been investigating, parapsychology and all that stuff too. So, I mean, he's done a lot, but he went there and. He was, it kind of brings a little credibility to having somebody like that going in there because he's got a reputation that he has to hold up and everything. And because I guess the field actually really likes him. Everybody out there, he has a great he's got a great reputation. But so he's down there with Zach, and there's a picture of he's down there with a meter, just a regular Mel meter, he's checking the walls and he's doing stuff with Zach standing there, and he was getting these weird readings where it was somehow Zach's body was actually manipulating or changing the effect of the Mel meter and everything. It was like spiking higher and changing. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do. But I mean, he's got a coat on. What's he
I
got in
know.
his pocket?
What's in his pockets? That's what I
Right.
was thinking the whole time I was watching it. He's standing. He's like,
That's one of the easiest pieces of equipment to
I
trick.
know, and he's just kind of feeling that. He's like, Zach, your body, it's changing everything, and I'm like, well, what's under his coat?
Right.
What's he got on him and stuff like that. But so they're down there investigating and everything, and of course, Zach has his moment where he becomes all enraged and everything like that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
How he
Every episode.
how
Yeah,
he
it's-
actually he
it's
tries to
part
do
of
that
the deal,
lunging
man.
thing.
Yeah.
He the guy Dr. Taff has his back to him, and all of a sudden the camera is right on Zach, and Zach as if he's changing into a werewolf or something like that. He rears up his arms and tries to lunge at him, and he's snarling at his face. His face is all snarling there, and then he stops himself, puts his hands in his pockets, and walks away, like a sad little kid. I mean, it just looks so over the top and just again fake. It's fake. And there's a picture of Zach walking away that I found that was interesting too in the photograph, because they were wondering why there's so much change down there but you got a freaking furnace down there and all those electrical stuff right down there too.
Right.
Right.
There, as he's walking past, the camera captures that, and I'm like, come on, isn't that going to be hitting off a lot of energy down there too?
Should, in
I
theory.
mean,
but
Yeah.
before you make the show,
But they
you should
don't
make,
even
like, a
mention it down
switch
there.
to
What's
find-
that?
before you do your show, you should make all your sweeps like we always do. You know,
Right. But they never mention
this is
on the
area that
stair.
does
They,
this.
that's like the only time you really ever see it is when he's walking away from his little anger moment
Right.
and everything. But
I mean, one thing I would question is it even active though? I mean,
there's
I
Turn
mean,
on.
they have their coach
It
on
looks-
there, but
That's what I was.
it looks pretty.
the lights are working, obviously.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
in the
the,
place, so
it looks like it. I mean, people have been living there and they rent it out, so I'm pretty sure it does
Well,
work.
not when he had it though. They didn't. That was empty. I mean, because
Right, but, I mean, they had
He
it.
had to turn them on himself. Zach would, as a new owner.
Right, but I mean,
But I don't know.
all you
I'm
have to
just
do-
saying.
Electricity wise, I mean, he's got
Yeah.
the power on, so why
Right.
wouldn't it work? I don't know.
I don't
It looks brand new. It looks like it's
Yeah.
kind of nice, so I don't know why it wouldn't be.
Yeah.
But
Who knows?
anyway, that's just something else. I mean,
Right.
we don't know. We can speculate, but as he walks by it, there's something else
Well,
right
and
there.
maybe too, you know, he doesn't spend a lot of time doing that because he's been doing this for so long. The people that are following him already know that.
well,
You know, is that possible?
I mean,
Because
that-
if
that
you've
might
only
be
if
the
you've only got a
possible-
certain amount of time for air, are you going to spend it
well,
showing
you only
everybody
have a certain
that?
amount of time for air on the
All
show.
you have to
know?
do, all you have to do
on
is just do a
documentary.
span of the room and everything, and show everybody what it is that we're looking at.
Right.
That's what I like to do, even
Yeah.
when we're doing our cases
Right.
and doing
Yeah.
live. I like to span around and just show everybody
Right.
what they're looking at. So, you know,
Yeah.
it kind of makes it more legit instead of just going down there and focusing, oh, the wall, it's giving off all this energy and it's changing, and oh, Zach, your body, it's changing, it's making everything weird. I don't know, but you know, but what was crazy is that Dr. Taft actually being in there, he got as he's walking out. I guess in the frames when he's walking up and out, he's upstairs. He's going to go downstairs, and I guess in 7 frames, there's like a black
Yeah.
kind of like
yeah.
arm thing that comes out
Yeah, the
Oh,
arm.
yeah.
and everything, and he ends up putting his arm up at the wall. I mean, it's like seconds in the film, but
Yeah.
he puts his arm on the wall kind of as he's just kind of walking down, and he becomes dizzy. He becomes sick feeling.
Huh.
And Zach kind of walks with him, and then they get outside, and Zach even says, you know, I didn't know that, you know, as I walk away, Dr. Taft is having another incident, and he's about ready to pass out again, and he's not feeling good and all that. And then
Wow.
he ends up later in the hospital, where they say all of his organs were failing. His not just like, you know, he had a bladder infection. He had a bladder infection. His kidneys were failing. His liver was having issues. He was like all this stuff, major stuff. The
Wow.
doctor said, you know, all your internal organs are basically failing you right now, and we don't know why. And
That's interesting.
So he even said, well, what if I stayed in there all night?
Right. You would have killed him probably.
Yeah, he
theory.
said I probably would be dead by the time I got outside.
Wow.
So again, you know, I watched that and it's like, wow, okay, well, maybe I'm just, you know, nitpicking too much, and maybe this is real. You know, because I mean he's wound up in the ER, and the camera guy, because the
The camera guy, man, that's the one I'm on the fence about.
Yeah,
At the
that one,
hotel
same
with the
here.
camera guy,
are you talking about when Zach attacks him, or
No, at the hotel.
Okay.
When he goes crazy.
yeah.
I mean,
Now that's the second camera guy, right?
yeah. I mean, it's like, but did something happen to him to make him? Maybe, but
They said that he ended up like tattooing himself like 666 like all over his body later on, and he was actually fired from the network or company because he just was so weird and hard to work with afterwards.
Do you remember his name by chance?
I don't.
I was just curious because if it's the one I'm thinking of, he still works for him.
Does he? Okay.
Yeah, he could, Zach Weaver refers to him as his personal assistant, and I think it's Dakota. His name is.
That's crazy.
Which, if you go back to years ago of Ghost Adventures, he was one guy that they invited before they started
Yeah.
inviting people in. He was one of the guys they let in, come with him, and he got to go and operate a camera by
It's all
himself.
like the tattoos on him.
Yeah, he was a fan basically, and they ended up keeping him around basically. So if it's the same guy I'm thinking of, I'm pretty
Well-
sure it is.
Because Zach attacks the first camera guy,
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
and that guy quits.
Yeah.
But they also say that it was through his recommendation for the other camera guy to come on.
Right.
Somebody he knew, but that guy was done after Zach like shoved him up against the wall and told him to get the F out.
Yeah.
Stuff like
but,
that.
But the second cameraman guy that Jacob's kind of referring to also, I don't know what to think about that either. Based upon the behavior and stuff like that, I want to say it's possible. I mean, it's real.
Possible.
I mean, it is possible. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, it's possible.
It's just I want to say it's real. I mean, he basically, you can tell he's getting possessed. I mean, in manner of speaking, his demeanor changes. He's real irritable, short outbursts, and kind of just flying off the handle. Kind of erratic behavior.
Right.
And there's a part where, which once again, it's a documentary. I can put anything I want into it if it's mine. He tells him to turn the camera off, which all Zach does is lower it, or whoever is filming him lowers it, and this audio is still going on, and he's just losing his shit basically.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's kind of terrifying at the time, just because the fact of it's real,
Right.
because you can tell somebody's getting possessed. I don't know. The scene in the hallways, it's really weird when he's just flying off the handle, and they're supposedly in a hotel. Well, they're in a hotel. Now, whether it's rented out or if there's other occupants in the hotel, but this guy's just flipping off and
just
screaming down the
blowing
hallway
up
like
in the hallway out there.
basically come get me, and just losing his shit.
Wow.
I know who you are. Come fucking get me, and just kind of going crazy basically, and it's
does that
it's
quite a
it's
bit.
freaking out Zach and them
Right.
in a way, because they're like, what is he doing? But they also were intrigued by like, just keep filming him, see what he's doing.
Right.
But go ahead, sorry.
No, it's fine. And backing up a little bit on some of the, like your typical Amityville horror type scenarios, is that when the people were living there, they said that the front porch, even in the dead of winter, had flies all over the place.
Really.
Right.
And
That's
that was
interesting.
something that was like supposedly in the Amityville
Yeah.
house. And then the other thing was the oil on the blinds up in the room.
Oh yeah.
It was dripping from like the middle of the blinds,
Oil?
and just all this oil.
Yeah.
You
Like
can
a
go,
cooking oil or like car oil?
just
A substance of some sort.
substance of some kind,
Yeah.
just on the blinds. And it was just dripping down. So what they did is that they wiped it all off, and then, not knowing if somebody in the house had gone up there and done it, they closed the door, but they put a Q-tip down in the doorway to kind of just see, does it get tampered with.
Right.
They came back later, and Q-tip was still in the same spot and everything. I think it was on the inside, or was it down in?
I can't remember.
But, however, it was still in the same spot that they left it. When they went back in, there was more oil all over the
Yeah.
blinds again.
Now, what the significance of oil is, who knows? But the fact
Yeah.
that it's doing this allegedly, it's interesting.
Like is
It
it
would-
residue of like paranormal? I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, almost like ectoplasm. Kind of what we saw in that house up by Wichita State. Remember that stuff on the wall?
Yeah. Yeah.
That clear.
Yeah.
You tell me what it was.
Yeah, I
have no freaking clue.
I don't know. The only thing I could think of in both of those cases, well, primarily the house that you were just talking
Right.
about. The thought of because that was in the basement,
Right.
and that was semi close to an exterior basement
Sure.
wall. Cold time of the year, condensation kind of
Yeah.
crossed my mind, but that didn't really feel like water.
It was gel, remember? It was
Yeah,
like a jelly
yeah,
type substance.
yeah.
The first thing I think is ectoplasm.
Yeah.
Which we've never experienced ever in a case.
Right.
If this was it, this is the closest.
Right.
It was
Right.
a strange case, anyways.
That
she said was demonic, supposedly.
in an older home though,
Right.
like what we're talking about with the Demon House documentary, some of the older construction materials were very heavily laden in different types of oils.
Yeah, that's true.
and they can
Over time.
over time. More times than not, this is going to be when the temperature is up.
Right.
It's not going to be at a cold time of the year, but when the temperature's up, these oils can leach out of those materials, drip down the walls, run down the walls, stuff like that. Even depending on the location, some types of lumber
Yeah.
can be so full of oil
Right.
that it just, you can't even,
I've seen that before.
yeah,
But the case we're talking about for us, that you and I got to participate in, that was cold, remember?
What's that?
It was cold.
Yeah.
So I mean, it goes the opposite, kind of what you're saying.
Which
in
is
a way.
that's
what you were saying?
that's why I was thinking of condensation with
Oh,
that
gotcha.
one. But at the same time, it didn't really feel like water.
No.
You know, so which that's
Yeah.
what condensation is water.
Right.
So I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen
Yeah.
that in any location.
And the thing that got me with that is also how quickly it came back, and it was just in that one area.
Right.
Because we
the blinds.
Yeah.
Just like the blinds.
Yeah.
So
But with this, they said that one of the ladies who was in there with them, she reached up on the second time, and she went up there and touched the stuff, and then her hand, like all the blood, like kind of went down, and her hand was just turning really pale white, and it was aching and hurting after touching it. And
interesting.
they took photographs of it. I mean,
Yeah.
But I guess afterwards in her life, she started having like a series of
symptoms,
bad
yeah.
luck and everything.
Right.
Had a car accident, family tragedies, just all kinds of stuff started happening to her.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
that's crazy. I mean, it could be the real deal. Of course, it could be,
Yeah.
or it could be just for stage,
Yeah.
of
Right.
course, too.
Right.
But
But the picture of the hand was kind of interesting.
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 Yeah. But I mean, I've never heard of anybody, touching stuff like that. But
Right.
it all just kind of,
Well, we've
and then
all heard
having,
people coming into contact with things and then their life being crappy for a while. I mean,
Yeah, we know about that, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yeah.
so
yeah,
it all comes back to, was it real? Maybe.
yeah.
Well,
But
and then
we can't really know now.
no, but and then the night that he locked himself in,
Boarded it up.
yeah, they actually locked him in. They boarded every window, every door,
Right.
and he was left his cell phone and a walkie.
Yeah.
And that was all he was left with, so he could have them. And that's a picture of him like in the house, coming up there. But it's I tried to find a picture of like the final scene or something like that,
Yeah.
but couldn't. But
That's one thing I don't know if I could do.
do something like that.
Be
Board
locked
yourself up in like that.
in a place reportedly that haunted or that demonic. I mean, and just being there, because I think your mind will get the best of you. Number one.
So one way to find out for yourself.
Well,
so,
yeah.
I mean,
I always test limits when it comes to that stuff too, but I don't know.
See, that's why I
I'm a
wasn't.
dive in head first kind of guy, I guess.
Yeah.
Board me in.
You
Oh, I'll
are.
do it. Don't get me wrong. I
Well,
just
yeah,
don't
no,
know.
Climbing up the
Find out what
ladders
happens.
and you're climbing up the ladder in the depot,
I'll never know why I did that.
Yeah. So
all the way to the catwalk.
The ladder looked so enticing until I got all the way up there.
Yeah, you got all the way
What
up
am I
there, then you're
doing up
like,
here?
I don't like heights.
see,
I was like, why are
That's
you
how it gets
here?
that's what happened to me at the stupid kennel club. Not stupid, but the kennel club. I'm like trying to figure out what's going on. I'm like, we can go up in the attic. You want to go? I'm like, yeah, let's go. And I'm like, I don't like heights either. Why am I doing up in this stupid attic? And then I almost fall through. I mean, I do fall through, but it's like, why would I even do that? I mean, is there something there that's influencing
chase.
your?
There's
We're
something
living,
else
dude. We're living.
making
We're
you
just
go up
doing it.
there.
Yeah,
You just gotta do it sometimes.
I know if I won't do it again, but
But in
I should
that
never say never.
in that house, I don't know how long you lasted. I think it was till like
It was pretty late.
2 or 3 in the
I
morning.
can't
3 in the
remember.
morning, I think it was, when it started happening, and the footsteps going up the stairs.
Yeah.
Well, the
Was
EVP
pretty-
they caught too was
Yeah.
kind of eerie. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
there's nobody there, and he's hearing little kids in the building. Well,
Yeah.
allegedly, but
I think I don't know. I could deal with voices, but when I'm actually hearing the physical stepping coming up the stairs, that one got me.
Yeah.
That one
Yeah.
got me. Because, I mean, again, he's supposed to be by himself and no one's there.
Right.
Right.
But hearing the footsteps, I mean, I've been in places where
Oh, we've heard.
I've heard
footsteps
that,
plenty of
and
times,
I've been
yeah.
by myself or something, and I'm hearing this or hearing somebody walking up toward me.
right.
Oh yeah.
But, that freaks me out. Just,
Right.
Because that's
Yeah.
something physical coming your way. you know,
Right.
It's
Yeah.
what's going to
And it
happen.
doesn't seem too happy or pleased that you're there.
Right.
You know?
Well, and if it's supposedly 200 demons in there, it's like,
Yeah. Which
Has
one
anybody
of them
ever
is it?
talked
Yeah.
to people that live next door for so many years? Or
Well, I mean,
is there
they-
any
They didn't,
evidence
they
of
didn't
that?
on the documentary.
They
can
talked
tell you.
to the previous tenants that the whole thing is centered
Yeah.
around.
But then
which-
that was a whole debacle.
Because they came down there to do this documentary and talk to him in the first place, and then as it got closer to, they're like, "We don't want to talk to you now." The lady's like, "I don't want to talk to you." They,
But
don't-
then-
they never know why.
But then they found out
'Cause it's money.
later that it was because between them coming down and them not wanting to talk to him, there was somebody else never
Yeah.
mentioned that. Well, we might have a movie deal, but if you do, you can't talk to these
Right.
guys.
Because even the lady's brother, I mean, he's the one to talk to Zach. He's like, oh,
Yeah.
kind of alluding to that fact that she's been talking to other people and the highest bidder wins. So, which may be the reason why he tore it down too. I mean, if you can't go back to a house that doesn't exist, if I tear it down after
That last
I
picture
leave,
there, that's the picture of it going away.
Right.
because that always brings the question up. Okay, so if it's at the house or is it the land, if I destroy this property, where do those go?
Right.
They have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
I mean, if you know anything
That's-
about demonic hauntings, they have to go to someplace
Yep.
without being unless you ban.
Well,
So
or
so
banish
what
them
did
or
he
ball
do?
them.
Like
Did-
what did he do to?
he-
What was his process of that? Did he go have anybody go in there and do that?
Or-
do anything?
I don't think so.
Or is the piece of it that's now in his museum
That's true.
where they all stayed, and that's maybe what he wanted to begin with.
Yeah.
Because like you said, they kept it, and it's
They
the
kept
it's
with
the
the
whole
stairs.
basement. They even dug
That's the
up
staircase.
the
They kept
staircase
staircase and the dirt.
and the
Yeah.
dirt and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah. So he's
It's in his museum in Las Vegas
Wow.
now. Which, if anybody watched the Halloween special, they go into that room
Yeah,
and some weird stuff happens.
yeah, it does.
But if you look in the corner, that Goatman picture you showed earlier, that thing is in there. I mean, it's up on the
Wow.
wall, so
Huh.
I mean, it kind of ties in. Yeah, I know it's for the movie. They had to reenact
Yeah.
some of that stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously for
It's-
the dream scene sequence, but
Hey, and you said that's in Vegas?
Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
it's in
That's where
Vegas.
his museum is. I
Yeah.
thought it was in California.
He's
Hey,
from,
I
he's
wanna
from
go.
he lives in
You can
Vegas.
catch
Oh,
the
we'll
red
go.
Hey, let's
back
do it.
by-
Let's do
we'll
the
be
red
back by
eye. We can go see a
midnight.
Raiders game.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
they
next
stayed
year.
in that
Next
building.
year.
They're working on
Tickets are cheap right now to go out to Vegas.
Yeah.
we should
Yeah,
go.
it's cheap.
But I don't
I'd love
know.
to. Never
Even-
been. Never been.
There's
That's where I got married.
there's that one little
Nice.
airline you can fly round trip from here.
Yeah.
They only fly out like on Tuesdays and Thursdays.
That
but-
Allegiant or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
your plane's
You-
gonna be
you-
sketchy too, man.
You
I
can go
flew
one
on-
way for
Yeah,
less
my
than $100
son
bucks.
got on it and was like,
Sketchy,
I will
dude.
never do
No.
this again. He said,
I'll fly Southwest.
yeah, he
but I
said,
ain't flying
I'll
Allegiant.
spend the extra money. He said it scared the daylights out.
Well,
Dude, the
you know
last one I
what?
was on, we tried to leave, and they had to end up coming in
shit.
and changing out a whole bunch of the dashboard electronics. And then there was a dude like duct taping one of the seals on around the door. I'm like, that seal's pretty important,
Oh,
isn't
wow.
it? He's like, oh, it'll stay there.
Maybe we can drive there. I'd rather drive.
Yeah,
24
I don't mind
hours
road
straight.
trips.
Yeah. But anyway, you want to take a break right now?
Yeah, let's cut out for a quick break, and while we're on our break, you guys take time and like, share, give us a little support and love out there, and for this break, I finally got my wedding pictures back, so I've got a slideshow of the wedding pictures that I'm going to share with you guys. It's kind of cool. It's not entirely out of place.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah, take a time and like, share,
Yep.
give us some support and love, and we will see you in a few minutes. are back. I hope everyone enjoyed that little peek of the wedding picture slideshow. That was cool. I was proud. I wanted to share it with some people. So
Yeah.
No, it was a big moment for this year.
Right.
yeah,
It was a lot of fun.
yeah, it
Especially
was.
the outfits.
Yeah.
Oh man. So while we were away, I hope you took a moment to like and share and subscribe and give us a thumbs up and help us spread the word here.
Yep.
So where were we at?
Well, so when do you guys want to go to the shop and actually try the experiment of sending people
When it
in?
warms up a little.
Hell no.
What's wrong with you?
Over there with your coat on and everything.
Freezing.
No, like sometime soon. It'd be
I'm
fun.
available right now. What are you doing right now?
Well, I'm doing a show. I don't know about you. But,
That's what we're doing.
no, but so maybe if we even pick a different location and stuff like that and actually send some people in. But I mean, I think the shop would be
Yeah.
a fun place, you know.
Well, the shop doesn't disappoint usually.
Slide the door shut. You're in the warehouse all alone. You're doing your thing. You know, you got your flashlight, you got a recorder or a camera, and you're just by yourself. I mean, I know that when I've gone out there with you to
Right.
help with some of your friends that want to go out there, I'll go out there into the warehouse to do one thing, and you got loud dogs barking on us.
Somebody's.
But anyway, it's
It's gonna get worse.
yeah. Lose train of thought. Sorry. But we're going out into the warehouse, and I set up just the one. You know, I'll go out there by myself, and I'll set the one grow light out. You know, just to get that going and everything. And you do get that
Oh, you're
weird,
not-
that
not
weird.
alone.
Yeah.
Well, you know, but you know, the whole thing of you being watched and everything, it's just your mind. That's just your mind. That's just the psychological aspect of it. You know, you don't know where they are or what's going on. I'm
No,
looking.
but you can feel the difference
Yeah.
between an empty room and a not empty room. though.
I don't know. I go in there and I can't tell. I really can't. I'm looking for shadows. I'm looking for stuff that's like actually moving,
Mhm.
especially down there toward the forklift
Yeah,
and all that
forklift, yeah.
stuff. You know, that's where I'm always looking. And I only once have I been in there by myself where I've actually seen what I thought was you know,
Right.
like something actually moving through.
Yeah.
Right.
But
What's that? What's that?
What is that?
I hear something.
Somebody just opened the door. No, I think I feel the same way. You know, I think I'm a lot like you, Jason. You know, when I go out there, I get scared to death. I'm one of those guys. I can remember as a kid going down in my parents' basement. I'd be scared to death when I was by myself, and then to actually walk out into that shop by myself.
Yeah.
well, walk out, go all the way
Yeah,
back
go
in,
all the way back, go upstairs,
do everything.
You know, go do. But I think what would be really cool too is to set the GoPros up front,
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
We've never really done one with the back, but that way you guys can communicate and let me know what you're seeing, and see if we heard it.
Well, if we
You
can get
know?
it connected to computer and all that,
We can get it.
You can
go
do
live.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah, we could do.
We can get it connected.
Shoot, carry one of those around.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I just
You know?
I would love it. I think it would be really interesting. You know.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun. I mean,
Especially with what we know is there, especially him. That whatever's there likes to blow in your face. It likes to throw little bolts at you.
Yeah,
mean, it would be interesting to see what happens with you.
it would be fun to see him and him
Mhm.
go in there by themselves and see
Yep.
what would happen. I mean,
I've
It'd be
never
fun.
really been back up in there by myself, so I
No?
don't know. You know, I know it seems to vary person to person who I go back up in there
It's almost all the
with,
time.
that what kind of interaction I get. But I know there have been a few times right there at that one doorway going back into the back part of the warehouse where they
Fire door.
Yeah, there've been a few people that have just absolutely lost it right there at that door.
Yeah.
When I've been with them, that's not just isolated to when I'm with them, but you know, but then there's other times I'm back up in there with people, and there's, I mean, I can feel stuff around, but there's no interaction to speak of, you know, until we go back and listen to the recorders.
Right. And then it's all over the place.
Yeah. So
I'm down. I think that'd be.
Yeah.
It'd be great episode for the. Yeah, we haven't done the
WTF
files.
the
Yeah.
WTF files.
Yeah. Another experiment, you know, do that.
Plus,
Or
we need to go out the board too.
need to check out the board. Yeah,
It's
the
upstairs.
what's it called?
Bob's board.
Bob's board.
Yep.
He's like,
Everybody's face.
he's
What?
like, Bob, you know
I
Bob.
don't think he was
No.
here.
The Bob.
Yeah,
Don't
he
you
may
know
not-
Bob?
He may not have been here for
He
that.
wasn't here.
I don't know Bob either, so.
Oh, I like his
Sorry.
reaction.
He's
I'm
like, what
lost.
the fuck?
I was gifted from another. I don't know. This guy just reached out to me out of nowhere and said, "Hey, I'm reaching out to all the paranormal societies, and I want to give. We're giving complimentary. They're called Bob's boards. Do you want one?" I'm like, "Well, hell yeah, we'll test it out. I'll even talk about it on the podcast." And you know, we do. And he's like, "Really? That'd be awesome." So he sent me this board. I haven't opened it up yet because I'm waiting for the right moment so we can do it. Like,
Uh-huh.
maybe on the show or even at the location we're talking about doing. And I don't know what it is. I'm assuming it's like a Ouija board. I don't know.
Oh,
Oh, you haven't
okay.
even looked at it.
No, I can go get it, but I'll go get it so people at home can see it. But I've never opened it up. It's sealed
Huh.
because I want to do it
Right.
proper so we can use it. And we talked about
Have it
a couple times.
open it up untampered with,
Yeah.
and yeah, that'd be cool.
So I'll go back and get it.
Yeah. He brought it one show, but we didn't even like show it.
Okay.
But I got to see it. I mean, the history and the story of it is kind of weird, and he'll talk more about it. But it
Okay.
has supposedly it's connected to a serial killer.
Really?
Yeah,
But this is
Some
something
kind
this
of
guy had
murder or something.
multiples of or something?
I don't
Or
know
did we get the
anything about
only
it.
one, or?
I don't know what it's about.
Dang.
I don't know what it's about. I really don't. So yeah, that's why he's like just waiting for the right moment for us to actually break it out and just try it out together somewhere.
Maybe your apartment.
My apartment? Why
Have
not
everybody
here?
over? We can sit around the couch.
Why not here? You've got the perfect table right here. You know, we could just
Weird
put it
stuff's
right
been
here.
happening anyway.
You know, I mean, you've got voices and shadows already going on here, so why not?
Weird.
Yeah,
You heard
let's-
that shuffling earlier.
I did.
Yeah, wait till we talk about what happened
Yeah,
on screen
I saw something that
over by you.
there was.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after the show. There might be a reason why you're cold, so
I'm freezing right now.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
I'm
yeah,
a-
we're fine.
Talk about the orb.
I'm almost shaking.
No, I haven't talked about. Well, yeah, I'll talk about.
I'm like literally almost
Rose,
shaking.
so live. He caught it. He saw it on real time.
Wow.
There was an orb that came about and was flying around you and going around and then shot up.
Yeah, it's bright as can be.
Yeah.
Wow. I'm
Yeah.
like freezing.
And it's not, and that wasn't dust. That was like an actual ball of light that was around you, and it's caught on camera.
I was watching it and I thought it was an insect. I'm like, why would it be an insect this time of year? And there's not.
Wouldn't
It's
Yeah.
it's this orb that just does this. It starts right here. It does this kind of weird loop, and then it shoots up in the ceiling.
Really? Tonight?
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was like
10,
I
15
seen
minutes
what he was
ago.
looking at.
Wow.
10, 15 minutes ago. We can watch it
it was
later.
8 minutes ago to be exact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yep.
Well,
But-
back to Bob.
yeah.
Back to
So what
Bob.
this is like I said, this guy reached out to me through email and just said, "Hey, I have this board. It's called a spirit board. So you can see it's still sealed. I never opened it yet. It's called Bob's board. And
I can hold it for you.
go ahead, Vanna.
You can talk about it.
But
What if they won?
I'll see if I can get a close up of that.
I can go up there. Yeah, let's go up there.
Probably pull a
up there,
picture of
shouldn't
it.
So basically, what it is, it's a spirit board. So I'm assuming it's like a Ouija board. And
Cool. Huh.
it's supposedly the story is behind it, a serial killer. It's centered around a serial killer. Supposedly, it's probably just a backstory. I'm sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
Because I mean, that looks pretty manufactured there.
yeah.
Well,
Jason.
What is it?
I
Is
can't
it
get it
supposed to
straight.
be?
There it is.
supposed to be something he actually used, or supposed to be from?
Well, it says on it does the story on
Yeah.
there. I
Tell
mean,
us the
go
story,
ahead, Jason. Tell me a
Jason.
story, Jason.
Tell me a
You
story.
want me to read it? I'm horrible at that.
Oh, I'm sure you can read.
It says Bob allegedly traveled the country in his station wagon, satisfying his bloodlust in random lovers' lane murders,
Sweet.
and he was never caught.
Damn, Bob.
Yeah,
Right.
damn Bob. He sustained a near fatal brain injury in a head-on traffic collision, and thereafter found redemption. Bob built the spirit board in his garage as a portal to speak to his victims and ask for their forgiveness.
So, like I said, I think it's just basically a Ouija board. Just
Yeah.
a little different spin on it. I mean, you hear all types of people doing spirit boards and stuff like that. I
Right.
mean, for different things. We just, I mean, Rope said we can do it in his house here. I'm like, are you sure about
Does it
that?
show a picture
Well,
of
there-
what's
there's-
inside? No, it doesn't.
No, it
does
doesn't show anything.
It's
I mean, it's a spirit board.
yeah. I mean,
Spirit
and,
board.
and there's all different types of spirit boards.
Right.
There's the old Ouija board that everyone's familiar with, but there's
Yeah.
there's also there's the witch board and the old Celt had a similar version. It was a much different layout, and that's
Yeah.
it'd be interesting to check out.
Yeah.
It says that many of his victims, having been summoned from the darkness to the living world, haunted Bob for the rest of his life and plunged him into madness. After he summoned them, I guess
Can you
they.
pull anything up on the internet?
That's what
It's
I'm
from
trying to find
it'll
out.
pull up the exact same picture if you look
That's
for
it?
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Allied Board Purveyors who sent it to me. So I'll give them a shout out. I've had it for God, I don't know, weeks now. I think when they sent it to me, it's been a while. Oh, back in November, so about a month I've had it. But yeah, randomly, that's the second time I've gotten approached by people wanting to try out their stuff. They get one guy, this team out of Sweden, wanted me to try out their that Ghost app they have
Yeah.
with the EVP and the different things on there. Which the EVP is pretty cool. The motion sensor is cool if it worked. I mean, if it was a little bit fine tuned. Because
Now-
on my camera, it's front and back, and it picks up movement when you're trying to set it up. So it's picking you up moving it, and it's a motion detector.
So
Go
when
ahead,
I
sorry.
just ran a Google search,
Yeah.
and there's two videos that pop up from the YouTube results,
Right.
and one of them is unboxing Bob's board, the mysterious serial killer spirit board. The other one is the strange case of Bob Berdella, serial killer documentary.
Ah.
Oh,
New
let me
documentary.
run a search on Bob Berdella right quick. Maybe
Yeah.
Maybe that's him.
Yeah.
Wow.
That.
Interesting. Yeah.
So we've been.
Found you, Bob.
And the one telling the story here is
Okay.
is
Looks like a
like
BTK type of dude.
is like the nephew or niece, because it says my great uncle, or I guess my great uncle Bob was for years the evil on earth.
A great nephew and niece.
So yeah, great nephew or niece
Yep.
is the one telling the story here. So
So what's
Still
the
producing
does it give like a timeline or
These
of
pictures
any
are
sort?
pretty old.
October '68.
I was just saying, it looks like 60s type pictures.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
all.
because no, Bob Berdella was he's actually, you guys have heard of the Kansas City Butcher.
Yeah.
That's Bob Berdella.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and he was active from '84 to '87.
Well, this looks older. I mean, the picture's
Yeah,
older.
and it's just your Ouija board's what it is. Different spin on it because it even says it talks about a planchette and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Huh? Interesting.
at least now we know who Bob is.
what about '82?
He almost looks like that
That's
porn
what I was
star.
born.
What's his name?
They say like
Ah.
John Holmes,
No, the other guy, the heavy set.
Ron
Oh, Ron
Jeremy.
Jeremy.
Ron Jeremy.
Wow, you would go
Just
there,
saying.
wouldn't you?
Hey, Jeremiah, was it 1982 anything?
This is Robert Andrew Berdella Jr. was an American serial killer known as the Kansas City Butcher and the Collector, who kidnapped, raped, tortured, and murdered at least 6 men between 1984 and 1987 in
So he's
Kansas
going the
City,
other way.
Missouri, after having forced his
Look at that
victims
stash.
to endure periods of up to 6 weeks of captivity.
He was earlier than Jeffrey Dahmer, who did the same type
So, but it says he was going to Lover's Lane and all that. It was all men.
Yep.
Wow.
Huh.
You know,
Interesting.
wild stuff. But yeah, no, we'll definitely do an episode around this where we'll go in and actually put it to use and see if we can.
Do we do it at the shop?
I don't know.
No, we can pick a different location than here.
Yeah.
We don't have to do it here.
Because the one time we did any kind of usage of a Ouija board was at that house in Delano District, and it came up with something, a name that is a legitimate name that I know Roth.
Well, and I tell you,
Wouldn't have
you know,
known that
I've
name.
told you my stories about the Ouija
Yeah.
board, and it's like the first couple minutes are okay, and then after that, with me, it's all downhill from there. And I've never been able to stop it, and it's like, so I don't get it. So
Well, and we can try it at my place if you want to.
It's up to you, man.
That's
No,
fine.
there's another place that's got an unconfirmed history of violence that I wouldn't mind trying it at.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Whatever, man. I
is it
said, yeah.
outside,
No,
Huh?
it's indoor.
indoor?
yeah, it's indoor.
We also need to try the Gainesville experiment at the shop.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I want to try it.
Put you way in the far back and just see.
Yeah.
Even upstairs, I think,
Yeah, even
Mm.
upstairs.
Mhm.
Even upstairs.
in that big long corridor.
Yep.
Just leave
Yeah.
you up there by yourself and go home for the evening. I'm just kidding.
We haven't had a female actually try it yet.
We did in Delano.
We did.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
She
How
was-
did? Well, I mean, at the shop because it
Oh.
seems like the shop, they has that tendency to like females more than it does guys.
Yeah. Even Michelle tried it briefly.
Yeah.
Did she?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did it.
Oh, that's
after
right, she
her.
did.
I did it
She
after her for
Yeah.
a while, and I.
Yeah.
You didn't get anything.
But that's me. That's I could have been and not really
Your brain
realized,
just too
but
much working.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's
It's
crazy.
interesting. Yeah.
That'd be fun. That'd be. I mean, I don't know if it's fun, but
Yeah, it's fun.
it's fun.
It's
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why we do this.
Yeah.
Well, I know. I'm saying it could be. It could be scary. It could be, but I'm
Scary's
still
fun
gonna
too,
do
though.
it. I'm
Yeah.
still gonna do it. I'm not saying I'm not.
Scary's part of the fun.
Have you been watching Josh Gates again?
Oh man, I always watch that guy.
Yeah.
I'm jealous that the Ghost Adventures Halloween
Oh,
special
my
got
God.
him to host it for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Ghost Hunters had him do it.
Many
Post
years.
2 of their
Oh, yeah.
Halloween specials
Yeah.
way long time ago.
Yeah.
Went to the
Yeah.
Back in 2011
Place-
and 2012.
that
something
place
like that.
called. It's the place in Detroit that I want to go to. That big old apartment. Oh, it's a train station. Is what it is. Yeah.
I just also last night I watched the Josh Gates at the. It was part of the whole afterlife search for the afterlife,
Yeah.
and he went met up with Grant and
Yeah.
the other 2 from Ghost Hunters at the Queen Mary,
Yeah.
and diving underwater. He could
Hell.
actually hear
Yeah.
the motor of the last what is it, blades or the propellers,
Right.
the last one. He could actually hear it like running or moving, because people say that that's what they claim. They hear the
Right,
engine moving
right.
still, and it's not supposed to work, or it's not.
I think it still works. It's just not in operation.
It's not
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
But he's down there, and as he's scuba diving, he can hear it.
Wow.
So I mean, and that's not his first time actually hearing sounds underwater, because he dove underwater for a bunch of Civil War, World War II tanks and trucks
Yeah,
are underwater.
yeah.
He was actually hearing that, and you could hear it while we were watching it.
Wow.
Right.
That's
and
cool.
I've been to the Queen Mary on the outside. I never went in it because after a certain time they cut you. It's cut off. It's strictly a hotel. So up to a certain point, it's like 6 o'clock every day. Anybody can go in and tour the place.
You didn't
And
stay.
we were there. We got there like at 5:52. So
You
like
didn't get a room.
no, it was my parents. But we got to go out there and just look at it and where it's at. It's docked in a harbor. It's not like it's in the ocean
Right.
part. So what he's hearing shouldn't be anything. I mean, could it be because water probably carries a sound like waves. It could be from another boat somewhere else. But
Right.
the chances of it, I mean,
Right.
probably are something.
Right.
Did you
well,
see that
if
episode?
it's an experienced diver,
The SLS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
an experienced diver hearing, I mean, they should be able to tell, I would think anyway, they should be able to tell at least generally where the sound is coming from,
Right.
and if it's close or far away,
Yeah.
I would
Right.
think.
Mhm.
It's the same principles as us hearing stuff above the surface,
Yeah.
it carries a lot farther underwater.
Yeah, it does.
So,
Right.
but it still operates on the same principles.
Yep.
Well, and on the same episode, they were using the SLS camera in there, and it was a stage or something.
Yeah.
They were at, and
Where they had the shows and stuff.
and so they sat the flash, and all I could think about was you and the flashlights and the SLS and everything, and they got all 3 flashlights to finally work by themselves.
Wow.
Because that's what they were asking for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the fact that I forget what his name is, not Grant, but the other guy.
From where?
It's the 2 they have in their own show, but they're from Ghost Hunters.
Adam.
Adam.
And
He's got the SLS, and
That's right.
so Josh actually goes over and sits on the stage,
Mm-hmm.
and it's mapping him and everything like that. But they were asking, can you turn on the flashlight? And all of a sudden, it like stops mapping him and maps a figure that's kind of crawling on the ground up toward him.
Yeah.
And then it's like crouching, but you see the arm reaching out as if it's going to go touch the flashlight.
And the
Wow.
light comes on.
And then it comes on.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's pretty
that's
cool.
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's really
The
interesting.
look on Josh's
Yeah.
face, he was just like, well, what are you seeing? And they're like, I don't think you want to see what's happening near you.
Yeah, because he's not a paranormal guy. Josh is.
Yeah.
He's more of the the archaeological type, explorer type.
He wants the physical.
But he does the
stuff.
paranormal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
funny.
he runs into it. He
Yeah.
doesn't, so he has
Right.
to.
It
part of his
intertwines
adventures.
with what he
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
So,
He runs into it, but he always, goes for somebody else's opinion on it because he's
Well,
not gonna.
His reaction
Right.
is gonna be genuine.
Yeah.
Versus somebody
Right,
else
yeah.
Because he's
Yeah.
not a skeptic. He's just not into it like we are. So
Yeah.
it's just fun to see his reactions.
But seeing that, and then knowing what you've caught on your SLS,
Mm-hmm.
and the fact that we've witnessed Dan getting smacked in the head,
yeah.
and it reaching out and touching people, and,
Yeah, yeah.
and
I mean, we've seen the one do the crab walk on the floor all weird.
yeah,
Yeah.
At the shop.
right as soon as it happened on the show, and it was down on the ground, it reminded me of what you were what we were seeing.
Yeah,
we were seeing
right.
it live too.
Right, and
It was on the ground, and we were like,
rolling
"What the
over.
hell is on the ground?"
Yeah.
Just crab walking, and
It
honestly,
was like that. It just kind of slithered up to the stage like that, and then it reached over. Yeah.
it looks like something out of the Exorcist, crawling and crab
Right.
walking and everything. But
Wow.
I don't know.
That's
I-
all this is cool. But sometimes you don't
love
like
that
seeing
machine.
it.
I love
Sometimes you
that.
don't like looking at what you're looking at.
So I got a question for you. We've had that happen a couple
Right.
times. The little crab walk
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
What do you? I saw that the other night. I watched one of those new episodes. I think you when it first came out, and there was a guy in the bedroom sitting next to a bed, and he was doing that, and all of a sudden it just crawled in, and you're like, oh my god! And then it just kind of hovered right there by the bed, but it was tiny.
Yeah.
And it
Yeah.
reminded me of what happened at the shop. What do you think that is?
Well, I've seen that a couple times on shows, even Ghost Adventures when they use theirs. It's the same thing, and I've seen it on. Speaking of Adam Berry and I can't remember her name
I forget too.
from Ghost Hunters,
Amy.
Amy Bruni. There you go. They had that same thing, but they had it up in the ceiling.
And we've had it on the ceiling too, like
At the hospital.
No, I didn't know about
That's
that.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for that one.
Yeah, you missed that
Had a
one.
REM
but-
pod going off.
Yeah.
Really crazy, and we took the SLS up there, and I couldn't find anything on the floor around the REM
Right.
pod. But when I panned up a little bit, it was kind of on the wall, and
Wow.
it kind of went up onto the end of the corner and was just hanging out up there.
Honestly, that kind of reminds me of like the story of the boy there at the demon house. Going up the
Yeah,
wall
crawling
and everything
backwards.
like that. I mean, what if we are capturing like a demon or an entity of some kind like that that's actually doing that kind of stuff?
Well, and then you'll get further on that, like some of the shows like Dead Files, where you've got Amy, whether you believe it or
Yeah.
not. There's other mediums and stuff too that'll tell you something's here, but it crawls around on the floor. It kind of crawls up the wall and kind of
Which
floats around like that,
right.
And whether you believe it or not,
They weren't there,
you
but-
hear the stories from
Yeah,
them, and then
he
you
was.
see the SLS, and it kind of coincides. So
I don't remember if Jeremiah remembers that, but the Kingman house we went to,
Mm-hmm.
it was You, myself,
So-
Claire, and Ben.
Yep.
And that's when the infamous on the website where my name gets called to the
Yeah.
ghost, the spirit box.
Right.
I was noticing this black moving mass on the ground, kind of like floating
Yeah.
around low, which would take the shape of that. And
Yeah.
they thought they had demonic haunting in there because they saw red eyes and stuff like that and different things. And
Right.
but
Right.
I mean, maybe what we're mapping is what we've been seeing all this time, things
Right.
like that.
Right.
Because I mean, that was. If I wouldn't have been there, I would have never believed what I saw with my own eyes.
Right. I would be real interested to see what the SLS
Yeah, SLS.
would come up with at my apartment because
Yeah.
of the figure that seems to follow Stephanie around.
Right, right.
It often, you see it out of the corner of your eye. She sees it often. It's often up close to the ceiling, just kind of hanging out there.
Yeah.
And
We
So,
need to do
yeah.
some barbecue one night and maybe have the kids next door or something, and we
Yeah.
go do that.
yeah,
We keep talking about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, at first I was wondering if it was mapping, like if it was false mapping something,
Oh,
because
yeah.
you always see them crawling. But then, had it not happened during the episode with the little girl and all that stuff at the shop, and
Yeah.
yeah.
that
Yeah,
thing
and I mean,
crawling,
that
and
was
you
the
guys were
first time we
witnessing
used the SLS.
it. Yeah, that's
so,
true. I just
the same night we saw the first thing crawling on the floor, and then we had the one that was literally reaching out and touching Dan when we asked
Right.
it to.
that's cool because that happens a lot too on shows. You'll
Yeah.
see them reach out for me, shake my hand, grab my hand, whatever,
And
and
we
they
had
do that.
in Wilson, me and you in the basement at the soda shop,
Mm-hmm.
where we'd had rocks thrown.
Uh-huh.
Because there's a lot of little broken concrete down there. We had it where I was, picking one up with the SLS, and Ruth went over to talk to it. We were trying to get it to do the, reach out and shake Ruth's hand or
Right.
something, and it wouldn't do it. It just kind of stand there, but all of a sudden it disappeared from in front of them, and it reappeared back where those coal chutes were at,
Mm-hmm.
and then a little rock landed right in front of you.
It's crazy.
So it was like,
Yeah, that was crazy.
it just blipped over here, and then
And then
was
didn't
like
it
threw
move
something.
back actually when I
Yeah.
tried to reach out?
Yeah.
Everybody saw it and it moved back. It
Got
stepped
back.
away
Wow.
from me. As I was
Wow.
trying to, give it a high five, it
Yeah.
backed off.
But then it was like it shot across the room and threw something at you.
Yeah.
Huh.
We need to have one of us hold it and you get out there and
Yeah,
interact with
Haven't
something.
done that yet.
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Does it come with a harness or anything like that, or do
Man,
you
it
have?
should, because you
Yeah.
wouldn't think like a couple pounds is
You
that
could
bad,
buy
but when
'em.
you've carried
Oh,
them around
yeah,
all night, it gets
yeah.
heavy.
Yeah,
I can imagine.
Well, it's with my DSLR,
Yeah.
my Nikon, and that whole rig, it gets heavy.
Yeah.
First
It's
hour
really
or so
heavy.
is whatever, but
Yeah.
towards 3 or 4 in the morning, you're like, oh, well, all of a
Yeah.
sudden
Even
you're
as
out.
light as my little camera is, it's like I can't.
Does it have like a tripod mount or anything
Yeah,
on
yeah,
it? 'Cause
the
you can
pistol
get
grip-
you can get those shoulder rigs
The-
for like
Yeah.
a DSLR.
I'm sure
Yeah,
you can.
so,
The pistol grip
yeah.
folds
Yeah.
out into a
Yeah.
tripod, so
Yeah.
you can use it either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's all just screw-on attachments, so
Right.
Yeah.
you can do whatever.
That's cool.
That's cool. Well, we've got a lot of new gadgets that we're going to be trying
Yeah, we
out
do.
this
Yeah,
here in January.
Yep.
yeah.
Dodge
Whoever-
State. We're going to be.
Who all got tickets to the depot? They're gonna.
I have no idea. Yeah.
They're
yeah.
gonna get to experience a lot of fun new toys right along with us.
So it'll be
So-
experiment. Well, at least we get a shot first
Right.
to try it
right.
out, and make sure we got all the glitches out and stuff.
We got a few of the new gadgets on the table up here.
Yes.
Yeah,
And they're all they belong to him.
Yep.
Those are
Missing a
cool. Does
couple,
that
too.
does that camera system have an interface where you can? I know you can plug it to a larger monitor. Does it have any kind of a way to interface it with a computer or a laptop? Do you know?
I haven't dug into it that far yet.
That'd be cool. Cause
I'd imagine
that'd
because
be
it's a DVR system is what
I'm
it
sure
is.
you can.
that,
So,
that
yeah.
that'd be cool because we could
How much?
use that for live streaming and stuff.
Yeah.
You just
We
call
just
it.
have to look at it.
Yeah.
I kind of was waiting to mess with anything till I was with you guys, so we could discover it all together.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yep.
That'd be
I
cool.
turned on
Well-
the old music box just to listen to how creepy the little tune is.
That's a newer
It's
that's a
terrible.
newer gadget
Yeah,
they
that-
just brought out. They used it on
The Ghost Adventures,
Ghost Adventures,
at the
yeah.
hangar.
Yep.
And that scene was pretty neat.
It was cool.
I enjoyed that portion of the episode for
Especially because it's isolated in there. There was nobody where they put it. They put it up on top of this, well, like this catwalk, and they had it up there.
Right.
And the thing lights up and plays music.
Mhm.
And the music, like you said, is kind of
sure.
creepy.
It's creepy.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Just for
I
added
mean,
effect,
sure.
I'm sure.
I know why, but when you
Yeah.
listen to it, you're just like, damn it.
Yeah.
When this thing goes off in the dark at some point, it's like, I ain't gonna
Yeah.
want to hear that song, but it's gonna play. It's gonna be cool though.
Yeah, but it's cool though. Yeah. I didn't see you bought it. Is that a periscope you got too? The little.
Yeah,
The middle
I
thing.
haven't really messed with that too much. I don't.
It's kind of like a REM pod or a where it lights
There's
up,
no batteries in it right now.
where it
but
lights up colors, and
Yeah.
depending what side
I
it's
think
on.
it does static though.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
like
what it
it's like our
does is
E-pod
static.
we used to use, where
I didn't-
what color disappears.
I've been looking at buying one.
Yeah.
Well, now we can
So
put
what's
it
the deal
board.
on the top?
The what? The little what?
Is that a light or?
It's
Well,
a
you-
sensor
There's a
probably.
button in the middle. That's how you turn it on and off.
Oh, okay.
It's a square
And
thing.
these are the new
Wireless.
wireless DVR cameras,
Yep.
That's so
all
cool.
made by the same guy.
Yeah, Jeremy Jones. Yep.
And then this is the freaky
The
music
paranormal
box.
music box.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
motion
okay.
censored, so it'll light up and
I could put
play
some
the
batteries
music.
in. They could hear what
Yeah. Which we were gonna have Jeremy Jones on in an earlier episode, and it kind of fell through. But we're gonna not from there was some scheduling conflicts, but we're gonna have him come back probably sometime this year.
Yeah, he told me to
yeah.
call him first couple weeks of January.
Yeah, he's been
So I said,
busy. He's been with family and building all kinds of stuff for Christmas. I'm sure it's a busy
Oh,
time of
yeah.
year for him. So yeah, we'll get him on the episode here and
Well,
kind of go over some of the stuff with him and some of the stuff we have. You have the PDA you use. That's
the
his
PDA.
also too.
I've got
Yep.
the wristband, audio wristband that he made.
Oh, cool.
Now you got your new toy.
And then I got that one too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot I didn't bring it.
I couldn't wait, dude. I was like a little kid. I was like, "Oh, you taking that with you?" Yeah, I'm taking it all. I gotta show it to you. You guys gotta check this out.
I almost said let's go to last night. Like I said, I should have told you guys ahead of time, but I was like, eh. I know we've all been fighting illness and
Yeah.
Like,
I
we're
know.
both scared of the cold apparently. So
Man, you know me. I don't
I know,
get.
I know.
You know, it's like God, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for once I'm actually comfortable down here. But no,
We
it's a couple weeks we'll be testing all this stuff out.
Yep, we have a private investigation and a public one.
Yeah, and then in what 2 weeks after that is Dodge. Yeah. So yeah.
Yep.
So at least we're not going back to back to back. Yeah,
Right.
Like we were.
Yeah,
Not yet, at least. You know, it
Year's
sounds
about to
like
be
we're
up.
actually going to be sometime.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah, we have a lot of cases. Like I said, almost a dozen cases
Ah.
already that
possible new locations for public. Well, I mean,
public and private. Yeah,
Yeah, well,
you already got one for public.
Kinda.
Yeah,
got to work some things
work some
out.
details
yeah.
out and everything, and you're working on one. So
yeah.
We got
Um,
Leavenworth that we're working on too.
yeah, we need to
Public-
get back with
public
them
one
and get that set up.
A couple other places along the scattered across the map. So
Because Leavenworth would be a lot of fun for the public to be
Yeah.
there. It's
Mhm.
it's going to be maybe kind of sketchy, you know. And you got to watch your step everywhere you go.
that's the beauty of it, though.
I know, but the aspect of being down there in the tunnels,
Yeah, the tunnel
Yeah.
is cool.
is wow. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
just
a lot
just some of the
fun.
stuff we encountered with your SBS or SB7 going off
Yeah.
on its own, the speaker and everything.
Yeah,
turning
me
it
and
on
Ruth will
off.
never forget that.
Right.
I have never had that
We
happen.
became as one that for just a short
They hugged.
moment.
They got scared.
Just about, man.
Well, that's the same place in the basement where Nathan lost his stuff when he when that we heard that can get thrown or moved. You were down there, weren't you? With me?
I was right with you. Yeah.
David, your brother, was with us,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that was bizarre. I mean, and then next day they had a because they do it's an escape room. They experienced the same thing the next day.
Oh,
The
did
group
they
that
really?
went down there like
Wow.
it was freaky. There's a can that got moved, and I'm like, and that's what we saw and heard. Yeah, so
Wow.
it's pretty cool. Yeah, pretty awesome. The fact that it happened 2 nights in a row. It's like poltergeist activity is what it was.
I love the I mean, I love the escape room and everything, but it was
Yeah.
like the very next one that we did that night
That was wild.
was with the
flashlight.
the
We got
flashlight and
such
the interaction.
good flashlight communication out of
Yeah.
that second
I
place.
was actually watching that a little bit last night too, just
Yeah.
going back over that, and
Yep.
it was fun.
And then
Yeah.
last night we did 3 locations, and then that third time we were just
Yeah.
dead to the world, no pun intended.
And-
But I was passing
Yeah.
out, holding the camera,
Yeah.
like, oh my
Yeah.
god,
It might have, we
can't do
might
it
have
anymore.
had some things happen there, but I don't know if we were
We had
actually
the
alert.
We had the
Yeah.
infamous flashlights going on and off, and
Yes,
the spirit
yeah.
box
A little bit,
communications,
a little
A little
and
bit.
yeah, I just think
Well,
by the time we got to there,
we
we
were
were
beat.
dead.
And my brother actually did see like a child's face pop out from the curtain.
Oh, really?
While we were all kind of walking around, still had the
Couldn't
lights on, he actually saw like a little child up there that poked its head out.
Yeah.
And that's one of the claims is that there's like 2 girls that are up there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
So,
Cool. Hear
but he
that,
saw
yeah.
it. So
yeah. That place is interesting itself. I mean, just an old museum or an old theater, excuse
Yeah.
me. Well, not even old. They still use it, I guess, for plays. And
yeah,
stuff.
they still do a lot. I mean, a play ended that night when
Yeah.
we were there, so it was still full of activity. And that's there in Dodge City at the depot. I feel like that last night when they just got done with the play.
Yeah.
I've heard it like
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
When they got done with the play that night, I felt like the depot was full of energy that night too, and we had
Right.
a hell of a good time
Mhm.
in the depot.
Oh, yeah.
There in the theater itself.
Right.
The
So
theater's my favorite place in the depot.
well, yeah. Every time you're there, you get all kinds of
See, it
activity.
never used to be mine, but now it's becoming mine because of the last 3 times I was there. All activity that we
crazy
experienced.
stuff is in there.
Seeing something on the stage that I thought was Jason, which
I
when
like
he
that hallway with the dressing
shows
rooms.
up.
Yeah.
That's my favorite spot there.
Yeah, I like that place too.
I'm determined on the 26th to have something happen in the frickin' basement.
Oh, man.
I have never
Stuff
had
happens down there.
anything at all.
Where?
Things happen
Ever
down
in the
there.
basement.
At the depot?
At the depot, the only time I've had anything happen was when the dowsing rods were working
Mm-hmm.
this last time.
Right.
On our very last trip there,
Yeah.
dowsing rods, and it was answering stuff to Doc Holliday and
Right.
Wyatt Earp and all that stuff, and the ghost box was like answering stuff too, or the portal was having
Yeah.
stuff happen too. And I'm hitting the tail on them.
No, I heard
Making
some
noise.
behind me.
I know, I'm hearing that too. So
But, yeah, people, if you're at home watching this, go back. The timestamp is 1 hour and 1:15-ish. You'll see the little orb we talked about earlier that was fixated on Rove over here. And, just a few minutes ago, we kept hearing talking. That's what we were all like looking around. It's like a little kid's voice talking right
Yeah.
here, high
Little
pitched.
girl's voice
Yeah.
almost.
So, pretty wild stuff. So if you see us looking around like, what's going on? We're hearing
Time
stuff
to
in
break out
studio
Bob.
right now.
break out
Or
Bob.
maybe it's attached to Bob already. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's right here.
It sure happened.
It's on
when you
this
brought
side,
Bob.
so.
Blame Bob.
Yep. Oh,
He
man.
liked men. No, I'm just saying.
Who does? You too? He likes men? Is that what you said? Wrote this?
Bob.
No.
Bob.
I'm kidding. But yeah, we're gonna have a busy, fun year. It's gonna be, oh man. I thought last year was busy. I didn't know how we made it, but we made it. And next year, or this few days,
Yep.
New Year starts and we hit the ground running again. So
I can't believe it's already that time. I was looking forward to November and December.
Yeah, we were
Not
just talking.
doing
We
anything.
were just
Right.
talking about our break.
It's like-
We gotta take a little break for a little bit.
Came and went in a hurry.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
over.
A lot of stuff's happened since then. So.
yeah,
But
that's for sure.
yeah, I'm pumped. I'm ready to go for the 12th. Head up to McPherson. That'll be fun.
Mhm.
It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
And then the 26th, is that when Dust City is?
26. Yeah.
Sold
out
Dodge
event.
City.
Sold out.
I can't
Is that
believe.
a
You know what?
one
night or is that
We
two?
didn't
One night.
even advertise. That was all them
Yeah.
advertising
Yeah.
out there.
Right.
And see, that helps when a location helps advertise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wilson.
Easy. don't blow up the spots.
I'm
man.
not. I'm not.
'Cause we do have, speaking of Wilson, we do have April. We're doing the Paraconference, Metaphysical Paraconference out there. That it's going to be a public event where it's going to be 2 nights of. You can buy 1 ticket for 1 day or 2 tickets for both days or
Yeah.
different
We've
events.
we've
And,
been
yeah.
negotiating, and we've got. We haven't actually seen you guys since we
I
met
know.
with her.
Yep.
So We need to go over details
Yep.
about all
We need to
that
have
and
a
everything
meeting.
like that.
Yep.
Because she's about ready to let us know when they're going to go live with
Cool.
with the huge advertisement for it,
Cool.
and email
Nice.
blasts and stuff
Actually, I
like
think
that.
it's here within
Another few days.
a few days.
Few
Cool.
days.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah.
we're
So
going to
that'll-
start kicking that into gear and really launching that. So
That'll sell out real
big
quick.
paranormal metaphysical
It's
festival
the
thing.
inaugural.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
metaphysical paranormal conference in Wilson, Kansas.
And
Which-
Callahan, I'm holding you to it that you're going to be there. I've already contacted you.
Yeah. Yep.
No, I'm pretty sure he's going to be there. I've already sent bios out to,
Yeah.
of the certain speakers. I put you in there too.
Cool.
So, and I picked pictures too. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Jeremiah
I don't-
with
Long,
there.
long as I didn't have my finger up my nose.
No,
we're
you're good.
We picked one with you when you had hair, so.
Well,
No, I'm
Actually-
kidding. I don't
actually,
know.
that's been a minute.
Actually,
That's
the
been a
light's
minute.
really shining off of his head at this point.
Kidding, of course, but no. Speaking of Callahan, I want to wish him a belated happy birthday.
Absolutely.
And
Happy
also,
birthday.
Tiffany, one of our viewers up from Wilson.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you too.
Absolutely.
So that's the two I can remember. There's probably more that I've probably forgot. So, but that's the two I noticed recently.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So happy belated birthday to both you guys. And yeah, here's to another new year of
It's been
Running
fun.
Fun
our
and-
asses off
Yep.
Yep.
for a fun year.
Yep.
But man, the fun that we get to have with everybody that's going to be coming out and all the new people we're going to be meeting
Yep.
through everything.
new people, new places, new gadgets, new
Yeah.
year. Yep, it's gonna be fun.
I can't wait to break out all the new gadgets and play
Oh,
with them.
I'm looking forward to
Yep.
it.
There's still more to come, so we're
Yeah,
gonna actively go out and purchase some more. So
yeah.
I don't know what yet, but we've narrowed it down to a couple things, so it'll be fun. But
Can't wait.
yeah, so well, this is end of episode 68, not 28, and I forgot. And I want to say thank you to all our viewers this year and made another year. This is 2 year, well, year and a half
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
doing this podcast every Sunday night when we can, and we do it because we love it. It's fun. We love to talk about anything and everything, like Jeremiah was introduces when we come on. You know, no subjects off the table. We can talk about anything, and it doesn't have to be paranormal. We can get into current events or whatever. So,
Yeah.
like we always do. But once again, thank you to the viewers at home for tuning in every week. We do it for you guys just as much as we do it for ourselves. So, couldn't do it without
right.
you guys. So,
And I think we're going to be doing a lot more experiments and stuff
Yeah.
for the show.
Yeah.
In this new year, we'll get together and do that and see what kind of crap we can conjure up.
yep. So with that being said, make sure you like, subscribe to our channel, get turned on notifications so you can know when we go live, because it may not be a Sunday night, it may be a Wednesday
Right.
afternoon. You never know.
Yeah,
So,
it may be on YouTube and not Facebook, or
Right.
Facebook and not YouTube. So subscribe to both.
Yep, definitely.
So,
Because we have a
Well,
bunch of fun stuff coming up.
We might be out of state when we do it. So
Yeah.
Yeah, you never know. Which we will be at one point. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
come September. So yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
So yes, we are booked clear to September. So that's how we do it. And probably October. Might as well throw that in there because
Oh man, I'm not even-
October's our busy month.
I don't even
so,
want to think
yeah.
about October yet.
So that's what we do.
I might retire that month. Come back in November.
Hey, you never know. But all right, y'all. We want to say thank you guys again,
Yeah.
people
Yeah,
at
thanks for
home.
a wonderful
Yeah.
year. And
Yep.
thank you so much for coming out and supporting us
Yes.
Yeah.
at these events. We really appreciate
Yep.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, because all of them go to good causes to helping out the locations that we do. We got more of those coming to help out the businesses and the historical sites and try to help them out. So that's what we like to do. So
Yep.
Yes, sir.
can't have paranormal without these locations and all that and all the fun. So
Not just paranormal. Bigfoot, UFOs,
hey,
everything.
I'm ready to dive into the UFO stuff. So
We will.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
absolutely. I don't want one visiting me, but
Sure you do.
No, they freak me out.
Rose wants the anal probe.
He does. Him and Bob. You and Bob.
Bob, me and Bob,
Lover's Lane.
Lovers Lane.
lovers.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
You, Bob, and a beam of light.
All right, y'all.
Good night.
We haven't
Well.
hooked on you all night.
No, we
Yeah.
haven't.
Yep, gotta end the year like the way we started it.
That's
So. But
All right, guys.
yep, here's to a great 2018, and we'll start off 2019 on
And
with
how
a bang.
about we have some fun and sign off to Captain
Carl.
Carl. You're watching this.
Yeah.
Have a great.
Yeah, we didn't hear from the captain tonight.
Yeah.
So
know,
Is he
what's
out?
up?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
but we're about
so-
ready to sign off, though.
All right.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, we're gonna get off of here, and we will see you guys next time.
See you next
guys-
year.
Yes, next year.
Ah,
Boom.
somebody had to say it.
I know. I
I did it.
know.
How's that guy?
All right. You guys have a good night and a good week, and don't forget to like and subscribe.
Absolutely.